riding around with the windows down. What a lonely view. Sometimes I'm tough, sometimes I am not enough. Sometimes I think of you.
I'd like to welcome two guys who have really rocked the the folk community over the years with their albums and their music. They have just recorded a brand new album, and it's Lost Cause Lover Fool, the name of the album. It came out at the end of April. So, folks who are watching on TV can find out lots more and get this album by going to their website. And I want to introduce both of these guys, Kenneth and Joey, Kenneth Pattengale and Joey Ryan, and they are the Milk Carton Kids. So,
Thanks for having us, Artie.
hey guys, let's talk a little bit about you and well, first of all, I know you're both from LA. How did you meet and what got you into beginning to play the guitar and sing and eventually meet up and all of that? Tell me a little bit about your history.
In 2009, we were both making albums and writing songs and trying to find a solo career for each of us. We had never met, and our independent endeavors brought us together at a club here called the Hotel Cafe, where a lot of people were doing the same thing. And we met and we liked each other, and then we played music together. And the first time we played music together, it was so different than playing alone that we thought we better do this together. And so we did that, and now 15 years later, we've been stuck. There's been no separating. There's we, you know,
We're stuck with each other.
we're stuck with each other.
Fortunately for us, we're glad that you stuck with each other. And I think the first time that I myself noticed you or took notice of you was at the concert for Llewyn Davis, with the Punch Brothers and all of these incredible people, Mumford and Son. That's the first time I heard about you and have followed you ever since. But this new album is your ninth studio album. Yeah, am I right there? I think
I
I,
think you think it's our seventh.
oh, seventh.
But
Okay. All
But
right. You're
we made
probably
two
right.
other albums in the studio that aren't I nine might be as true as seven. You
Okay.
can never know with numbers, it's not an exact science.
Anyway, so in Los Angeles, how did you, when you were young, you picked up guitars, obviously. Is that all you played, the guitar?
I played the cello from a very young age.
Oh my
That
God,
was my first instrument, age 4. I started 40 years ago, if you can believe, in
ha,
1986.
have you kept up on the cello?
Yes and no. It's a different thing because the cello that I learned on is very small. No, the cello that I learned is, you know,
Now it's a violin.
yeah,
He plays it like this now.
no, the
No.
cello I learned on is, you read the music that the greats wrote, and it's chamber music for a few strings, and that's kind of a different thing than when you make up songs in your head and you write words to them. And so that was many years, and it requires a lot of time and energy and effort to keep your tools honed and your skills sharpened. And I've let those fall off over the years. I would like to actually put some time and effort back into it.
But then you came to guitar and songwriting and piano and all your other instruments at a much earlier age than I did. I was late to like guitar and songwriting and stuff. My parents also forced me to play and instruments when I was young, which was piano, but then mostly clarinet for me, but
Ah.
I didn't connect to it in a meaningful way, honestly. It was just kind of part of like going to school, kind of. And then I didn't pick up the guitar and really start writing. I didn't pick up the guitar until like teenager, and my mom had a classical guitar sitting around the house that she used to use when she was a folkie back in the 60s. And my dad taught me the guitar chords that I needed to know, but I didn't start writing songs until I was about 20. And then when I met Kenneth when we were like in our mid to late 20s, Kenneth is one of these kids who he's been making recordings in his bedroom since he was, adolescent. And so he was much further along.
So the new album is again titled Lost Cause Lover Fool. How did that originate? How did that title originate?
Well, that was from a lyric in one of the songs I wrote for the album, and I write, what? How do you put it more abstractly than
Nonsense?
say like, well, not
Right.
nonsense. He calls it nonsense. How rude is that?
I call it nonsense lovingly because I thought that, I mean, that was the most beautiful phrase and collection of images that I thought, we had on the album. And it's one of Kenneth's lyrics, and I have no idea what it means, but it's so evocative. No, I mean, I don't know what it means in a concrete sense. It means a million very sort of rich things to me as I hear it in the song and as it goes by, and then it takes on a whole new meaning when you put it in bold letters at the top of the album art. So, Lost Cause Loverful. I mean, I think all of the longing and yearning and regret, but also acceptance, I think, and maybe inner peace that one would strive for, I think, is contained within those four words.
Kenneth, a question to you. You produced this album, am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and here's a quote that maybe you could talk about it. You've mentioned that this record looks for eternity in intimate specifics that usually pass too quickly to notice. That's a quote from you. When you're writing, how do you catch those fleeting feelings?
That's the whole trick, Artie. That's the
Uh-huh.
whole. Joey was offended by the question. No, I'm kidding. I'm
That's
kidding. We
another
just
thing. You guys, when you're in concert, you transition from sad songs into hysterical comedy that people just appreciate so much. But yeah, go on, talk about this
well, we're
song.
just trying to have fun, and it's sort of the same answer, which is that, you could spend a lifetime either
Can you
looking
sit back so you're in the frame?
oh, you could
Yeah,
spend a lifetime
thank you,
either looking
Joey.
for something with anxiety and anticipation and missing what's in front of you, or you could spend a lifetime looking backwards and trying to hold on to the things that maybe were lost or something that you wish you could do differently. But all of that, I think I certainly need to be reminded that whenever you're doing that, it's coming at the cost of the great gift that we actually have, which is the right here and the right now. And it's the thing that is the most magical. It's what music actually gives us access to. And one of my favorite things about playing music, especially with Joey, is that when we're in the middle of a song and we're in rhythm, sometimes it can feel like you can slow down time to the slowest drip of all, and you can bask in the healing power of music and the emotion but put into the air. It's one of the great gifts that we have. And so, to me, if you can also try to achieve that in song, there's something there about leaving Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs for the emotionally devoid. It helps bring us back to that healing source of what I think music is, but it's only an access point to being right here, with Artie on the TV talking about the things that mean something to us.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think that's so important. And it comes through in your music.
She awoke before the light. She awoke before the light. Combed her hair back tight. She awoke before the light. She kissed her sleeping kids goodbye. Kissed her sleeping kids goodbye, in leather shoes and a suit and tie. She kissed her sleeping kids goodbye. My one true love, my one true love. She sits in a diamond chair. She sits in a diamond chair. Takes her lunch and dinner there. She sits in a diamond chair. She calls when she's coming through. Calls me when she's coming soon. Says goodnight, I miss you too. She calls when she's coming soon. My one true love, my one true love. One more year and I'll retire. She says one more year and I'll retire. We'll have all our heart's desire. In one more year and I'll retire. And she awoke to flashing lights. She awoke to flashing lights, shattered glass in the cold damp night. She awoke to flashing lights. My one true love, my one true love. I wake before the light. I wake before the light and lay fresh cut flowers in the green hillside. I wake before the light. I wake before the light.
Again, this album just released, Lost Cause Lover Fool. You can find out lots more about it by going to their website, where there is a schedule of their upcoming tour. Now, you guys aren't constantly on tour, are you? I mean, you do have lives at home, and you're not always touring together. So
We used to be, Artie. We
did you?
used to be constantly on tour pretty well. And maybe we owe it to the pandemic for having slammed on the brakes
Yeah.
for us on our, on our behalf as it did for so many people. And then we kind of looked at our lives and the world and our music and coming out of that and decided that kind of like what you were talking about just a second ago, what we're trying to do with our songs and what music gives us access to, we wanted to kind of be a little bit more mindful with our work schedule and really make sure to to tour in a way where each show would feel special, each show would feel like we were making it count, and could really give to the community that we were going into in a way that, was deserving of this kind of like, we see it as like a vaunted calling or vocation, where we have this opportunity to do something really special in all these towns across the world, and wanted to make sure that we could do that every time.
You guys have 4 Grammy nominations. You founded the Los Angeles Folk Festival. In addition to this Sad Song Summer Camp, I'd like to talk a little bit about that for the folks watching on television. It's right down the road in Big Indian, and I'll let Kenneth and Joey talk about what this is.
Well, all of those things you mentioned are areas in our career where we're able to actually be closer to the music community. That's the only important thing about the Grammys, not that anybody's giving awards or that anybody's better than anything else. It's just a different way to be closer to our community because this chosen job, which is meant to connect to people, actually can be very lonely because you're just out on the road by yourself all the time. And you get a lot out of performing to audiences, but also usually they're too big to, meet everybody and have a more in-depth exchange than what happens in a concert. And so the LA Folk Festival was also an opportunity for us to be immersed in the community a little more because there's so much there to be gained, and that's what the Sad Song Summer Camp is also. It's a context within which if anybody wants to go deeper and learn more about what we have to offer, we feel very lucky to have this job and to have found an audience. We've spent a lifetime training for it in real life, but we're, not schooled. We're not educated in musical instruction. We've sort of figured it out by ourselves and pieced it together and hobbled it together. But in the end, I think we feel very confident in our chosen path and how it's enriched our lives. And so the first time this camp opportunity came up, we were both very scared to take part in it because we worried if it would be worth people's money and time. And afterwards, we realized that we learn just as much from all of the people that come, and we do have a lot to offer. And so, it's this week once a year where we can get together quite near 20 minutes to where you're broadcasting from, Artie.
Yep.
And there's a couple days where if if it's what you want, you can come and learn what our take is on songwriting and what performing is, and the things that make us tick and the things that have defined our career and ethos. And like I said, we stand to learn even a lot more from you than you learn from us, but everybody walks away feeling really good, having a good experience that's defined by music and communion.
You guys are great. You have such a great philosophy. I absolutely love it. So if people want to look into this, they would go to your website to sign up.
Yeah, even sadsongssummercamp.com.
Said okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So folks can check that out. As I said, it's for the TV audience. It's right down the road at being Big Indian.
The main thing we ask of the people that come is to come with a kind of an open mind and open heart, and the idea is that everybody writes a song, and then
Okay.
on the last night there's the biggest, most vulnerable, tear-filled open mic you've ever been a part of, where everyone from touring musicians to someone who has written their first song of their whole life and didn't think of themselves as a songwriter when they arrived to camp is performing, usually with some collaborators from the camp, sometimes with us, performing something that
Wow.
has been inspired in them by the space that was created by the camp and the venue and all the people within it. And so we've I think it's been 7 years we've done, and I think we know everybody by name who's come, and they're all over the country and all over the world. And when they come to our shows, we love to, reconnect with them. And the best part for us is actually the way that people who have been to the camp have formed a community amongst each other, and they'll travel together. And when they go on tour, we'll go to each other's shows, and some of them have even formed bands together. It's really wonderful.
That's great.
Down past the aspen, lost in the trails, I try to outlast them, my tears, making haste. Let's take the North Country ride, where it stays light so far into the night. We'll keep the moon in our eyes, breathe the irons, and still everything feels alright. Right round the bend, your weeds growing tall, I see in the end your path after all. Let's take the North Country ride, where it stays light so far into the night. We'll keep the moon in our eyes, breathe the islands till everything feels alright. I know how hard it is to fight with the whole of the world. I know the scars. You had the most beautiful scars. Out on the dock, so gray and so cold, echoes of the rocks, alive, I know and I love. Let's take the North Country ride, where it stays light so far into the night. We'll keep the moon in our eyes, breathe the iron till everything feels alright. Let's take the North Country ride, where it stays light so far into the night. We'll keep our eyes on the prize, breathe the iron till everything feels alright.
One of the most interesting people groups that I've ever spoken to. They have such a wonderful philosophy. I urge you to go to their website and to check out their music. If you don't know their music, it's just people have compared you to you sort of Simon and Garfunkel-esque, they say, but I think you're different. You're a lot different than that. And
Well, we take it as the greatest compliment, and we're also really grateful for your thoughtful questions and for all that you've done for our career, Artie. We appreciate it.
thank you. And thank you guys for joining me today. Once again, the Milk Carton Kids website is themilkcartonkids.com, and check it out. They're great guys, and you're going to love this album. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Kenneth.
Thanks,
I
Artie.
hope you have a wonderful. It's still early for you.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a whole day ahead of you. I want to thank you a million times over for being
welcome.
here.
You got it. It's
Have
our
a-
pleasure.
Have a great afternoon, guys.
Thanks,
Nice
you
to
as
talk to
well.
you.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Gather round the room, put your arms around me like you always do. I want to stay here forever, I do. Blinded and smiling